Hi guys, Five Players here and welcome back to another YouTube video on the channel. And today guys, we are back again with the Fixture reaction series again. Alright guys, but today we are doing the Collingwood Magpies. So I'm really looking forward to doing this Fixture reaction series. We've already done Adelaide, Brisbane and Carlton, so if you want to go and check them out, there's a playlist where you can go ahead and check them, and they would have been recent uploads on my YouTube channel anyway. So they probably wouldn't be too far uploaded to go anyway. But today we're doing Collingwood, and we'll be doing one of these for every club. I'm going to be going over which part of the fixture is the easiest, which part's the hardest, and where's their easiest, how many wins are they going to get, where should the ladder position range be. But yeah, anyway, let's get straight into it. So we'll be predicting every game from round 1 to 23. So, yes, Friday, March 18 is kicked off between St Kilda and Collingwood. Both teams kicking off their season with a pretty good encounter. Now, I'm going to have to say St Kilda by about 10 points on this one. I think St Kilda should be able to... I think St Kilda will be definitely a better team than what they were last year. But it'll be interesting. I reckon this should be a very interesting game. I reckon it's going to be very close. And I reckon Collingwood are going to have 2 goals conceded late in the last quarter, which is just going to turn the game around. So St Kilda by 10. Now... Round 2, they play the Crows at the MCG. Now, this one could be close. This one could definitely go either way. It could be Crows, could be Pies. I'm going to say the Pies will get the job done by about 5 points. So, a close game. I reckon that one will be a very close game. In round 3, they have Geelong prime time under lights at the MCG. Now, This is going to be a hard game for Collingwood, so I'm going to say that Geelong should win by about 30 points. So I'm going to say Geelong by about 30 points. Collingwood aren't really chancing that one. Now this one is interesting. Now they play this game at Marvel Stadium, which is a different scenario compared to the MCD. Now round 4 twilight game, Marvel Stadium, Collingwood versus West Coast. Now you know what? Last year Collingwood obliterated West Coast at the MCG. They won 90-45. I'm going to say this year it's going to be almost a repeat of that, except this year it's going to be Collingwood winning by 35 points. Not 45, 35. I reckon West Coast will be worse this year, and Collingwood will be better, but I just think West Coast will hang in this one a little bit better because it's at Marvel Stadium. But West Coast, they got some real problems playing away from home. And as I said in one before, they can't always have games at home. They've got to get used to it somehow. So, I'm going to say Collingwood by 35. Thursday, April 14. They play a Thursday night game up at the Gabba against Brisbane. Now, this is pretty tough. 7:05, round 5 under lights up at the Gabba. I'm going to say Brisbane are going to win this one by about 50 points. Now, Monday, April 25, it is none other than the Anzac Day game, of course. Essendon and Collingwood clashing. Now, I'm going to say this could be a close game. I'm going to say Essendon are going to walk away 20-point winners. However, now Sunday, May 1, round 7, they go back to they play at the MCG again up against Gold Coast. This should be a pretty simple win, so I'm going to say Collingwood will win this one by about 25 points. And then round 8 they play the Tigers, which they'll lose by about 15 points or 20 points. I reckon the Tigers are going to be a better team this year, and I've said that in all fixture reaction videos. I reckon the Tigers are going to be a better team this year, so I'm going to say Richmond by about 20 points. And then the final game of the known fixtures is actually raining right now in my house, so you might be able to hear it. Collingwood versus Western Bulldogs, round 9, Friday, May 13. It's Friday, Marvel Stadium. I'm going to say the Western Bulldogs will win this one by about 30 points. The Western Bulldogs are a pretty good team. And then now there is after round 10 and after, which is date and times to be confirmed. Fremantle, Collingwood. Collingwood got to go to WA to play that game. So I'm going to say Fremantle should win this one by about 20 points. I reckon it's going to be a close game. Collingwood are going to drop away at the end. Then we have Collingwood up against Carlton at the MCG. I'm going to have to say Collingwood on this one. I reckon Collingwood will just be a little bit too strong for Carlton. Now, I'm not sure. In my last fixture reaction video, I think I said Carlton. But I'm going to backtrack on that, and I'm going to say Collingwood will win this one, actually. I'm going to say Collingwood. Now, these derbies are going to be very good. I reckon it's going to be quite hard to split these two teams this year. Although other fixtures could definitely come down to that. But I'm going to say Collingwood. Hawthorn versus Collingwood. That's a Collingwood win by about 20 points. Collingwood versus Melbourne. Now, we had seen a miracle happen, and they had defeated Melbourne in 2021. Unfortunately enough, that's not going to happen this year. So I'm going to say Melbourne by about 40 points. And then we have Collingwood versus GWS at MCG now. This one could go either way. I'm going to say GWS by 25 points. Collingwood versus Gold Coast Metcon Stadium. I'm going to say Collingwood by about, this is tough, by about 25 points, I think. 25, yeah, 25. Collingwood versus North Melbourne at the MCG. I'm going to say Collingwood will win this one by about 20 points. Adelaide versus Collingwood at the Adelaide Oval. I'm going to say Adelaide are going to win this one by 5 to 15 points. I know this is not very accurate, but this is, especially for that game. But I reckon that one's going to be a close one. Definitely could go either way as well, just like the Crows Collingwood at the MCG. Collingwood versus Essendon, the MCG, I'm going to say Essendon by about 30 points. Collingwood versus Port at the MCG, I'm going to say Port Adelaide by about 35 points. This is a very tough run home for the Pies. Melbourne versus Collingwood at the MCG, I'm going to say Melbourne by about 40 points. Sydney versus Collingwood at the SCG, I'm going to say Sydney by about 35 points. And then Carlton versus Collingwood at the MCG. Collingwood have to finish this off on a win, really. I'm going to say Collingwood by about 5-10 points, I reckon. So now it is time to go over how many wins they're going to get this year. Now, from what I've said, this could be pretty promising for the Pies. So let's just go over it. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to say, okay, so it is going to be 6 to 9 wins for Collingwood this year. Now, this could be, definitely, this is not finals worthy, but yeah, if I go back and count it correctly, it'll be, so I'm going to say this one could go either way, but I'm going to count as a win. So I'm going to say 1, 2, I'm going to say 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to say 6, 7. I'm not going to count the Adelaide Oval ones, so we've got 7 so far. 7, 8. 7 to 9 wins. Well, yeah, 6 to 9, but I'm going to say 7 to 9 wins for 2022 for Collingwood. So I think that could definitely get you around, anywhere from about 15th to about 12th. So 12th to 15th this year for Collingwood. If they get 9th, they could even be looking at 11th. But I'm going to say 12th to 15th this year for Collingwood. Now, miracles can happen. They could make the finals. But yeah, 12th to 15th, that's definitely an improvement from 17th for the Pies. Now, their easiest part of the fixture is the next question now. They do go through a reasonably bit of an easy patch. They have a 2-game patch between Carlton and Hawthorn. They have Gold Coast North in a little bit of a 2-game patch as well. But if we go back up to the top, let's see who we have. So, St Kilda, we've got the Crows. Well, they've got the Crows. Got West Coast. They've got some spurts where they have some occasional, little pocket of hope. But yeah, their biggest gap in the fixture really is a 2-game streak between Carlton and Hawthorn. There is no real other. They've just got little dotted wins, and then you've got Gold Coast and North. So I'm going to say that's the easiest part, because they could definitely win against Adelaide as well. So I'm going to say that's their little part here, is this part. So Gold Coast North, probably guarantee, and then you could say maybe against Adelaide. But that's going to be almost just about it. Their run home, though, look at this. You got Essendon. Well, you could have really started up at Adelaide. You got Adelaide, Essendon, Port Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney. And then if you want to make things even harder, you got Carlton. So then against the real hard teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4 hard games in a row. And they play 2 of them away and 2 of them at home. And then the week before they've got Adelaide. They've got their little Gold Coast North little pocket thing. Then they've got GWS Melbourne. They've got Hawthorn and Carlton. And then every so often here up the top is a little bit of a win. You've got Gold Coast. You've got West Coast. You've got Adelaide. So for Collingwood, it could be... This is going to be a really interesting year. Now, probably a team to probably keep an eye on for this year as well is probably Collingwood as well. Just because of how interesting their fixtures. This is one of the more interesting fixtures that we've actually had. Just because of, like, Adelaide games against Adelaide could go either way. Games against Gold Coast could go either way. And games against Carlton could go either way. So, what I'm really going to say is I'm going to say games against Adelaide and Carlton are going to be the ones to really keep an eye out for this year for Collingwood. But that is going to be the end of this fixture reaction video, alright? So I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you guys will never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for watching. And bye guys. Fireplays out.